Major blood pressure medication recalled over cancer-linked impurity. What patients must know: a major recall has shaken the pharmaceutical and healthcare community as one of the commonly prescribed blood pressure medications has been pulled from the EU market due to the presence of a potentially cancer-causing chemical impurity. The announcement has raised concerns among patients, pharmacists, and healthcare providers, especially considering how widely the drug is used to treat hypertension. This detailed breakdown explains what happened, why the recall matters, the risks involved, and what patients should do next. If you or someone you know takes medication for high blood pressure, this information is underscore what triggered the recall. Teva Pharmaceuticals, one of the largest generic drug manufacturers in the world, issued a voluntary recall of multiple batches of Prazosin Hydrochloride capsules. The recall covers more than 580,000 bottles of the drug in 3 strengths: 1 milligram, 2 milligrams, and 5 milligrams. The recall was initiated after routine testing detected elevated levels of a nitrosamine impurity known as N-nitroso-prazosin impurity C. Nitrosamines are chemical compounds that, when present above certain limits, may increase cancer risk if consumed over long periods. While nitrosamines can be found in some foods, drinking water, and even the environment, the levels discovered in medications must strictly meet regulatory safety standards. When the impurity level goes beyond the acceptable daily intake, companies are required to recall the affected products. FDA's classification. Why Class 2 matters to you. Food and Drug Administration, FDA, categorized this recall as a Class 2 recall. This means the product may cause temporary or medically reversible health effects. The likelihood of serious harm is considered low, but not impossible. This classification is not the most severe. Class 1 would mean a high likelihood of serious health consequences or death, but Class 2 recalls still signal Prazosin hydrochloride. And who uses it? Prazosin hydrochloride is an alpha blocker medication widely used for white heavy checkmark high blood pressure, hypertension, white heavy checkmark urinary issues associated with enlarged prostate, BPH, white heavy checkmark off-label treatment for PTSD-related nightmares. The medication works by relaxing blood vessels and improving blood flow, making it easier for the heart to pump blood. For many patients, especially older adults, it is part of a daily routine that keeps blood pressure under control and reduces the risk of heart attack or stroke. Because hypertension is extremely common, affecting more than 2 billion people globally, news of this recall quickly drew widespread concern and need for prompt public attention. Should patients be afraid? The moment people hear cancer-linked impurity, panic often follows. But experts advise caution, not fear. Here's what medical professionals recommend. Do not stop taking the medication abruptly. Sudden withdrawal can spike blood pressure, increasing the risk of stroke or heart attack. Check the batch or lot number on the bottle to confirm if yours is affected. Speak with a pharmacist or healthcare provider before making any changes. Teva stated that no cases of illness or adverse reactions have been reported so far from the affected batches. In other words, the recall is preventive, not a reaction to reported harm. Why nitrosamine impurities keep showing up in medications? This is not the first time a drug has been recalled due to nitrosamine contamination. In recent years, several medications were found with unacceptable levels of these impurities, including some diabetes medications, metformin, acid reflux drugs, ranitidine/Zantac, certain blood pressure drugs like valsartan and losartan. The repeated discoveries have raised questions about manufacturing processes, quality control in generic drug production, oversight of global pharmaceutical supply, chains. Nitrosamines can form during production if chemicals react under certain conditions or if manufacturing processes are not properly controlled. Because many medications are now produced outside the EU before being imported, ensuring consistency and safety has become more challenging. How this recall affects the healthcare system. When a common drug is recalled, the effects ripple across pharmacies, doctors' offices, and insurance companies. Here's what typically happens. Pharmacies must quarantine and stop dispensing affected stock. Contact patients where possible, arrange safe replacements. Doctors and clinics may need to switch patients to alternative medications, provide reassurance, and counseling. Patients experience worry, inconvenience, and sometimes loss of trust in medications while replacement drugs are available. Frequent recalls can erode confidence in generic medications, even though generics are equally safe and effective when manufactured to standard. What should patients do now? If you or someone you know is taking Prazosin Hydrochloride, here are immediate steps to follow. 1. Check the drug label for the manufacturer and lot number. Only specific batches from Teva are affected. Do not discontinue the medication on your own. High blood pressure must be continuously controlled. Call your pharmacy to confirm if your bottle is part of the recall. They can advise you on replacements or returns. Speak with your healthcare provider if a switch is needed. Safer alternatives exist and can be substituted quickly. Monitor your blood pressure regularly, especially if you switch drugs. For many patients, the process is straightforward. Return the affected medication and receive an alternative prescription. The bigger picture, why drug recalls are increasing. The global pharmaceutical market has become highly complex. Drug ingredients may be sourced from one country, processed in another, and packaged in a third. Each step introduces variables that, if not carefully monitored, may lead to contamination. Regulators worldwide are tightening testing requirements for impurities, particularly nitrosamines, to ensure long-term safety. The rise in recalls doesn't necessarily mean drugs are becoming more dangerous. Instead, it often shows that testing has improved and regulators are more vigilant. What this means for consumer trust. Medicine recalls can understandably create fear, especially when linked to cancer risks. But health authorities emphasize that recalls are a sign that the system is working. It means unsafe products are being caught and removed before they cause harm. Still, this recall is a reminder for patients to be informed about the medications they take, check for updates from health authorities, ask questions during medical appointments. Final thoughts: the recall of Prazosin Hydrochloride has sparked fresh conversations about drug safety, manufacturing standards, and transparency in the pharmaceutical industry. While the presence of a cancer-linked impurity sounds alarming, the actual risk to patients is considered low, and the recall was issued out of caution, not because patients were harmed. If you take this medication, stay calm, stay informed, and take action only with professional guidance. Healthcare providers and pharmacies are equipped to support affected patients through replacements or adjustments. Your health is important, and recalls, when handled correctly, are a protective measure, not a reason to panic.